Welcome back everyone. In this video, we're diving into the topic of quick shifters on motorcycles, and I'll be sharing some clips from my recent race on the Yamaha R6. Now at this point in the season, I didn't have the quick shifter on this bike working yet, although I'm in the process of getting it sorted. So, you're going to see the Lostera lightweight qualifying race video, followed by the final race on Sunday. Funny thing though, my camera didn't record the full Sunday race. It zoomed through the whole thing because it was set on high frame rate. In this qualifying race, I started 5th on the grid, but got bumped by another rider and almost went off. I lost a few spots, and by the time I found my rhythm, the short 7-lap race was over, leaving me to start 8th on the grid for Sunday. Thankfully, in the final race, I fought my way back up to 5th place, even with a huge pack of bikes on the track. Now that you've seen a bit of the race, let's get into today's topic, quick shifters. And later in the video, I'll show you a comparison with my ZX6R, which has a working quick shifter. Ever wanted to shift gears faster, smoother, and without using the clutch? What if I told you there's a device that can do that? And it's not just for pro racers. Well, that's what a quick shifter does. It's a game changer for track days, road trips, and even daily commutes. Today we're diving into everything you need to know about quick shifters, how they work, their pros and cons, and whether or not you should get one. Let's get into it. What is a quick shifter? So let's start with the basics. What exactly is a quick shifter? It's a device that lets you change gears on your motorcycle without touching the clutch or rolling off the throttle. Think about how much faster that makes your shifts. No need to waste time pulling in the clutch lever or easing off the gas. Just push on the shifter and boom, you're in the next gear.
Usually when you're shifting gears, you'd need to pull in the clutch and ease off the throttle. This momentary pause allows the gears to change smoothly. But with a quick shifter, you don't need that pause at all. The system briefly cuts the ignition or fuel supply for a split second, just enough time to allow the gearbox to shift without resistance.
It's quick, efficient, and makes your bike's performance that much better. And while quick shifters started on race bikes, they're now available on everything from sport bikes to touring models. Let's break down how it works. A quick shifter uses a sensor which is attached to the gear lever. When you press on the shifter, the sensor detects the pressure and sends a signal to your bike's ECU. This signal tells the system to cut the ignition or fuel, which relieves the load on the gearbox for just a fraction of a second, about 50 milliseconds. You can adjust this setting for each gear using the software, and it varies for every rider depending on their riding style and the bike they use.
That momentary cut lets the gears shift smoothly without needing to pull the clutch. Once the shift is complete, the spark plugs or fuel reignite, and you're off to the races. It's as simple as that. Press, shift, and continue riding without ever rolling off the throttle.
It's all about creating that tiny window of time where gears can change. Without that ignition cut, you'd have to pull in the clutch or ease off the throttle to unload the transmission. A quick shifter makes it all happen in the blink of an eye. Where did this tech come from? Quick shifters first appeared in high-performance racing, but BMW was the first to bring it to production bikes. In 2010, they launched the K1300S, one of the first road bikes with a quick shifter, though it wasn't perfect. The shifts felt a bit clunky compared to today's technology.
Fast forward to now, and quick shifters are smoother, more efficient, and a lot more common. You'll find them on models like the Ducati Panigale, Kawasaki Ninja H2, and even more affordable bikes like the Yamaha Tracer GT. If you're into high-performance riding, you've probably heard of them already.
Now let's talk about the auto blipper, a quick shifter's best friend. While a quick shifter handles clutchless upshifts, an auto blipper adds the ability to downshift without the clutch. It automatically matches the engine speed to the wheel speed, so you don't get that jarring effect when you downshift too fast. This is a game changer for track riders. No more worrying about locking up the rear wheel when you downshift aggressively. It's smooth, quick, and it keeps your focus where it needs to be, on the road or the track ahead. Alright, should you consider getting one? Let's break down the pros and cons. First, the pros. Quicker, smoother gear changes mean you'll improve performance, especially on the track. It reduces wear on your gearbox since there's less stress on the transmission during shifts. Another plus, it helps maintain stability when shifting mid-corner. And let's be honest, it sounds awesome. But there are some downsides. Early QuickShifters could feel a little clunky, and they can take away from the manual shifting experience some riders love. Plus, it's another electronic part that could fail, and for daily commuters, it might not feel as smooth at lower speeds. One question I hear all the time, can a QuickShifter damage your gearbox? Here's the deal. If your QuickShifter is factory installed or a high quality aftermarket brand, it's pretty unlikely to cause damage. In fact, it can actually reduce wear on your gearbox over time. However, if you're using a poorly installed or low quality aftermarket QuickShifter, it could cause some issues.
Brands like HM Racing, Bajaj, and Dynojet are well known for making reliable QuickShifters. The key is making sure it's installed properly and compatible with your bike. So no, QuickShifters won't usually harm your gearbox if you stick with quality and get it done right.
So, what about clutchless shifting? It's one of those cool riding tricks that looks advanced, but it's actually simple to learn. Clutchless shifting means you change gears without pulling in the clutch lever at all. Sounds tricky, but it's not if you know how to time it right.
When you want to upshift without using the clutch, all you have to do is roll off the throttle just a bit, then shift up as the pressure on the transmission eases. The key here is timing. If you unload the transmission just enough, the gear will slide into place smoothly without the need for the clutch. You're basically creating a break in the load by letting off the throttle for a split second, and that allows the gears to change.
Upshifting clutchless is pretty easy once you get the hang of it, and it can even be smoother and faster than regular shifting. Plus, it's useful if your clutch lever ever breaks or you're in a tight spot and need to shift fast. Now, clutchless downshifting is trickier because you need to match the engine speed to the wheel speed, which is where the technique of blipping the throttle comes in. But once you master that, you can downshift smoothly without the clutch too. Just remember, clutchless shifting takes some practice, so start slow and build your confidence. To sum it up, QuickShifters are awesome for performance-focused riders or anyone looking for smoother gear shifts. Whether you're on the track or just hitting the twisties, they can make a real difference. So would you add one to your bike? Let me know in the comments below.
Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more tips and tricks. Ride safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.